average of the metro parishes around the state if you were, what's the average pay?
Just to clarify, if you're referring to a metro parish, that would be calcasieu is one. If you take Lafayette, Washita, Monroe, Rapide, St. Tammany, Terrebonne, Caddo, and Bossier. In the metro areas, for those, $1,640 per month.
That's the average.
Yeah, and that, that's not every parish.
Right. All right, thank you. Another thing I was going to say or mention, I think all of us can agree on one thing, and yes, I agree that it would have been better to do it last year, to take effect this year. There's more than one reason why that didn't happen. I'm not going to get into that, because I can't really without it being a personal thing, so I think we do all agree on that. I would like Mr. Anderson, if you would, either I can make a supplemental motion, or I'm going to ask this of you, perhaps you would change your motion to include this. If your motion carries, I would like to propose that a juror would no longer be able to get reimbursed for in-parish expenses, in-parish travel expenses. Now, if they happen to travel outside the parish, it wouldn't apply. And that policy would apply to every district except for District 11, which I know is a special situation. It's very large. I think it takes up half of the parish, and there's a lot of extra travel in that district compared to others. And I would say that policy remain in effect until whichever time in the future that the CPI would amount to 25%. So if it grows at 1.5%, however long it would take until that would get up to 25% before that would be allowed again, unless some other adjustment is made by the state. So that could last for 10 years, 12 years, what have you, which is also to include cell phones or anything else. Did you get what I just said, Kat? Did you get what I just said?
What you just said?
Yeah. I mean, if that makes sense, I support that, Mr. Landry. All right, that of course, that's if the motion carries.
We have an amendment to the motion. We have a second on that same amendment. Mr. Yeah.
I just want to state that I'm totally against a body, government body of any sort, giving itself a raise while in office. I would support the raise being for the next term of 2016, but I would not support a raise of any sort at this time for us guys that are already in office.
Mr. President, with respect, I would like to offer a motion to amend the motion on the floor to stipulate that this raise would not go into effect until after the next election cycle, which would begin at the beginning of the 2016 term. And I do offer that as an amendment motion.
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Roberts, who wrote the rules, would probably be spinning right now. We have a main motion that was offered by Mr. Anderson. There has been an amendment offered, which was seconded. The Roberts Rules of Order, you should vote on the amendment. Now, that means that the original motion would be what it was originally, or including the amendment by Mr. Landry. But there can be another amendment.
Right now, we'll do a vote on the offered amendment to the main
Yes.
motion.
Mr. Landry's amendment.
Mr. Landry's motion was what you said, what Kathy wrote
Which will only matter if this motion actually ends up carrying.
Right. So at this time, we're only going to be voting on the amendment to the main motion at this time. It's not to pass the main motion at this time. So we'll hold off for just a second.
I will yield, Mr. President.
We will vote on that other motion right now. Let's have clarification. clarification from Kathy one more time on what the amendment is.
The amendment, as I appreciate it, would be to, that the police jury would no longer be able to be reimbursed for in-parish travel expenses, and except for District 11, because it's size. And this policy would remain in effect until whichever time in the future that the CPI would amount to 25%.
Assuming that starting would be effective.
Right, that's where the CPI is today, and now unless there's some other type of adjustment, and then I would hope that that would continue.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and vote